Welcome to Furnace Lakes. Here with my mate Adam for a 4-day session. We've taken 2 hours to drive down from Milton Keynes. I'm actually filming this intro 2 days in because of the weather we've had, torrential rain and winds. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy the video. It's a 4-day session, so plenty of fish.
So here we are on Kiln Lake. We've just arrived at the fishery. 7 o'clock Monday, May the 4th, bank holiday. Not very busy at all actually, which really surprised us. We've come down tonight because of the gale force winds due tomorrow and the heavy rain all throughout tonight. We didn't quite get here early enough, so we're all a bit wet. But here with my mate Adam, we're fishing for 4 days. So we've started off on Kiln Peg 18 and 1 I think, and we're moving on to Roman Lake tomorrow at about 3 PM. Because we want to get the cats and the carp. It's been fishing really well apparently, but just as we've been setting up, there's already a bit of movement on the far bank there. So who knows? We'll see how we get on. So yeah, we're doing 4 days. The first night will be spent on Kiln Lake, which has got carp. I think it holds the biggest carp and cats according to the lad in the shop. But so carp to 40, probably average in mid-20s, and then obviously cats probably to £100 plus. But I think at this point anything will do. Oh, Adam, get some film action.
Alex's first run, dressed for summer in his shorts, even though it's raining.
What are we in, an hour in?
About an hour in, yeah. Let the fish down a little bit.
So 17 pound 14 ounce, that common, first ever furnace fish. Not that I've ever been before, but that was 40 minutes in. My rods were, as I said to you earlier on the tape, we literally got here about 7:15. Had about an hour to get ready before it's dark, and as you can see it is dark now. But the left rod ripped off. That was straight ahead of me on the island. As I said, 17 pound 14, nice fish. Adam thought he was in as well, but the carp had actually taken Adam's out with it as well. So, but we got the fish in. It was a nice fish, good start, and hopefully there'll be more to come throughout the night. So Adam's just lost the fish at 10 to 2 on his boilie rod. He's going for the carp. So yeah, it's 10 to 2 in the morning. It stopped raining. Morning everyone. Not much action during the night. Adam lost one, as you'll have seen on the video. It's now, the wind has totally changed, so it's coming towards us now. Winds of 50 miles an hour. It's already started raining. Rained hard throughout the whole night. As I said, Adam lost one, but I didn't even have a bleep all night. So we're moving on to Roman Lake at 3 PM today, where it's supposed to stop raining about lunchtime, but the wind continues literally all day up till about 8 PM, and it's the same tomorrow. So tough conditions, but we're hopeful of a couple more runs. It's only about 8:30 in the morning. I've already been up for an hour recasting, so has Adam. So we'll see, and hopefully have a few more. Well, believe it or not, Adam went to the toilet, he left me with his receiver. Oh, and he's just lost it. Oh no. Looked a good fish as well, didn't it? I think he's been snapped by a cat, so his bad luck continues. Just as I literally was scanning around the lake, I put the camera down, his rod ripped off. It was a good fish as well. Oh well. Okay, so it's 3:30 p.m. on the Tuesday the 5th of May, and we've moved lakes. As you can see, we've moved from Kiln probably an hour after I had that second fish. Obviously Adam lost a really good fish. I'm not sure whether it was a carp or catfish sort of an hour before that, but yeah, I had another carp weighing, it was a mirror, weighing in about 13 pound. I didn't weigh it, to be honest, but it was about 13. But we've moved on to Roman, so as soon as we had that fish it was time to go on to Roman, so we packed up, and as you can see this is Roman now. We're in peg, I'm in peg 11, Adam's in peg 10. It's absolutely blown a gale, the worst I've ever fished in, and to be honest it's kind of hold on to your bivvy at times at the moment. So the rods are out, we just spent an hour getting set up and ready. The rods are out, but everything's pinned down, as you can see, and I've been told to fish halfway out here towards this point, also on the back wall there, and I've also got one in the margin which you won't be able to see, but that's to my left there. So single halibuts, I've got a krill on the other and a cell on the other one. So literally the rods have been out about 5 minutes now. Not even an ounce of bait with it, it's just on a single pop-up.
Single cell. That's what they say, mate. Works. Mate, that's not a carp.
Tell you what, mate, that's 15, 20 pound. I don't think that's what it is. Got it?
Yep.
19.3, so it's 18.3. New PB.
Feel like a cat again.
Yeah, I'd bleep something just, and I thought,
Feel like a cat.
it's hard to tell, mate. Maybe it's a carp. Nice to have a mix. As you saw there, new PB, 32.11 catfish, and that's my second one. The first one before was 18.3. As you can see, Adam's into a fish as I was getting mine in. So we're gonna keep the rods out for the moment and see what Adam can pull in. A few other anglers on, not very busy. On there in next door. Give it a bit of stick, mate. Put a bend in your rod. He's taking his time, to be fair, because he's lost a couple already, so I think we'll join him if he gets it in. So Adam's finally seen his fish. It's another cat. His first of the session and his first ever cat. Here's another cat in the bag. That's a cracker, mate.
Bigger than yours, reckon, or
Right,
not?
let's get him out.
Alex just hooked into his third fish on Roman, probably another cat. I just had one 32.6. On a sticky krill. Probably about an hour, hour and a half. Hey?
4 cats in there.
Lost it.
Get it on camera, mate. Quick.
Just lost that one.
Okay. Zoom in.
Turn this side. Can help me. It's alright. Yeah, I just lost a cat. Had one, lost one. I'm actually going to put that one back now.
So that move to Roman Lake's really paid off. I've had 3 in an hour and 20 minutes. 33, 31 and an 18. Adam's had a 33 and just lost one as well. We literally can't get enough of the fish on film. Had our tea. Believe it or not a bite in the 20 minutes we're cooking our tea. Adam's tea, as you can see, is there. It's supposed to be sausages, but I'm not sure what the hell that is. He didn't get a photo of his last fish, or his first fish, because I had a run at the same time as well, so hopefully this time we'll actually get him on camera. Just setting up the tripod. Can't help but wonder, is this the sign of things to come tonight? We're both knackered. It's been a long day, and yet I've got a feeling we're going to be up all night. This bad luck continues. Another lost fish, this time taking him right into the corner there and snagging him up on the weed. The cats have done that all day, they've gone straight into that corner and sat there, but we've given it 25 minutes and nothing's happening, so he's pulled free from it. We're just going to get our rods in for half an hour and go and make a cup of tea in the cabin. So, cold, blustery night. In front of us here, as you can see, the wind still really strong. Certainly died down a bit, but it's back again tomorrow. It's only I think it's 8:30, 8:45, so we're only actually 13 hours into our 4-day session. I've had 5, Adam's had the 1, but he's lost 4 as well. So Adam's into one here. It's literally, I don't know, 10 minutes after I said that we were going to have a beer. We both made a phone call, and I had a bleep on my rod, and his rod's just screamed off. So we've ran back to his peg to see what it is. It sounds familiar. Could be a cat, mate. So this is his 6th run. He's caught 1, lost 4. So hopefully we'll be joining him at the end with a fish on the bank. Well, unfortunately it's come off. That'd have been fish number 6 for Adam, but he's having a bit of a shit time at the moment. Although it is always hard playing them in the dark. Did it just come off, Ad, or?
I think it snapped it.
Snapped off?
Yeah,
So it snapped off, which is pretty shit. So it's about 6:30 in the morning, and we've woke up to this beautiful morning. Absolutely pelting down with rain, and I think has been for a good half an hour. It's supposed to continue raining now till about 8 PM tonight. So it's looking pretty bleak, to be honest. So a little break in the rain, and I've managed to recast all 3 rods. 2 of them were had sort of weed on them, not weed, but you could tell. I think it was leaves and stuff like that. So that probably explains why the one, especially my right hand rod, which was going mental all yesterday evening, probably explains why that didn't go off. But yeah, just recast my rods back out to the far bank there and the tip of the island. Expecting, as I said, a lot of rain, so See if we can pull one out. I mean, it's actually quite nice now, believe it or not, but yeah, I'm sure it's only temporary. So the rain started again now. Just got a bad feeling one of my alarms is going to scream off in a minute, and I'm going to have to stand there playing a fish getting soaked, but quite looking forward to it actually, so we'll see what happens. Well, the rain stopped. It's about 7:15. The rain's finally stopped, and as you can see, the sun's come out, and it's actually a beautiful morning. It's not going to last long, mind, but Adam's just re-spooled his reels. Still got my 3 rods out there. I'm fishing over towards the island. I've got a rod there. Rod to the right deeper on, and then I've got a rod just off the point there, literally in the margin. Had a couple of knocks on it, but I'm surprised this morning that we haven't had a fish as yet. So this is Roman Lake, as I said, known for its catfish, but lake record carp's £49, so not a bad fish to catch. Yeah, the cats in here go to about £100 I think, but predominantly they're around £30. As we've already had 330s since yesterday evening, so but yeah, more rain due on its way and gale force winds, so we're going to make sure everything's prepared for the gales. Doesn't seem to be letting any go. So Adam's got out and making a cup of tea once again. He's decided to hook into, we're not quite sure yet what it is, but it's off his far, off the spot he's been fishing over there on that weed. He's into a fish. Adam's still playing his cat. Took him into the corner, as usual. Just got to be patient with it, see if he can get it out. Well, unfortunately, Adam has lost his 6th fish, another catfish. We think his line on his reels is probably the issue, just because he it's a few years old now, the line on his reels, and it's breaking. So we've he's re-spooled now. He's doing his other rod with GR60, and yeah, 6 fish he's lost. So he's not a happy bunny, but at the end of the day, he's still getting runs. He's just got to tackle up to get the fish out.
Sorting out my reels, and Alex had first take in the morning. Gonna get that third running for you. Hey?
So that was literally 2 lost fish in about 10 minutes. One for Adam, one for me. Mine the hook just pulled, so it's one of those things. Adam actually got snapped, but yeah, I don't think I struck hard enough, because we're sorting out Adam's reel at the time. So one of those things. But the wind's picked up now. Looks like the weather that was planned on its way, so we're just going to get settled in now. Beautiful day, loving it. So literally 5 minutes after that torrential downpour, sun's come back out again for a little while. Wind's still heavy, but it's pretty quiet on the lake. Nothing's really come out. Well, me and Adam have obviously both lost a fish this morning a couple of hours ago, but since then nothing's been happening. Obviously I think the weather's playing its part. So it's 12:15 on the Wednesday lunchtime. The weather's been a lot kinder than we thought it would be. The sun's out. There's rain all afternoon, but only now light rain instead of heavy rain, so it's a bit of a bonus. There hasn't been a fish out on the lake since last night. Obviously Adam and I lost one, but no real bleeps or anything since, so it's obvious that the rain's put all the fish off. And just as I say that, it sounds like Adam, believe it or not, is in. Yeah, he is. Oh dear. Can you believe that? I was just saying there hasn't been a fish all morning. So Adam's finally in. Let's hope he doesn't lose that. He's tackled up now, he's on better line, so touch wood, he finally gets this one in. Well, Adam's got what looks like a big common on, and this was the fish he was after. Oh yeah. He got it right in the margin under his feet. We discussed about doing something different because we're in the deepest part of the lake, which is majority where the cats are, so we discussed doing something different. He's gone and done it, and so far he's getting the rewards. Beautiful common, we haven't weighed it yet. That's a cracking fish.
Well, Alex just hooked into another fish.
Been a while. What, half 12 one?
Yeah, it's about that.
Again, I can't hook one on my 30-pound line.
So Alex is playing that fish for about 10 minutes. Finally got it in close to the bank. Yeah, got.
Come here, baby.
Hey?
Baby.
So Alex had cat. What did it weigh in at, Alex?
18.3. Adam in the margin again.
It fucked off big time. Never like it.
Had a screaming run whilst I was drifting asleep. It's an afternoon little nap, I think we should call it, but Adam was asleep too, but his rod's ripped off. He's into another carp, his second of the day. And thank godly it's a carp. Shut his moaning up. There it is, nice common. Here we go. That's a nice fish head. It's a cracking, mate. Small. Well, it's been an absolute eventless afternoon for me. We had lunch about 1 PM after that 18-pound cat, and then Adam had a common as well before lunch, and had a common after. Both gorgeous fish, 21-pound both of them. But I haven't had a touch all afternoon. It's easy to blame the wind and stuff like that, but I just don't think the fish are feeding. They've probably been feeding for quite a few days now. And so yeah, I've kind of done nothing all afternoon but sort of power kit. So 10 to 8 at night, and finally, as you can see, it's like a mill pond. Really pleasing actually. I've been able to take down the guide rope so we can actually see something out of the bivvy. I've just lost a fish. I was talking next door to Adam. My alarm went off and basically pulled out of the fish. So that was a disappointment, but it's good to see that they're starting to move on to the bait again now.
So it's about 11:15 now. Just got into bed within 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes. Alex had a screaming take. There we are. Alex just landed the catfish at the head. Getting up about 11:30 now. Only a little baby.
Last of fish at night.
Alex just put his head down to get some sleep and his reel's just gone screaming off again.
Oh, he's come on.
Oh, he's lost it. So 2:25 in the morning. Alex just had a double take. Absolutely freezing.
Taking me, isn't it?
Hey?
It's taking me.
So I got Alex's double take there, the big one weighing at 31.4, was it? 31.4. Didn't bother weighing the smaller one.
So really happy with that. My first ever double catfish take. One at £31 4 ounce, the other at about £8 or £9. We didn't weigh it, just a baby. Wanted to get it back, so. But yeah, brilliant. Confidence restored, especially after losing a few fish today. Wow, look at that blue sky. What a difference a day makes. First thing in the morning, Thursday morning. Everyone's still in bed. It's only about 6 a.m. It's a beautiful day, blue sky. Nothing else last night after those 2 cats at once. So I'm going to get some PVA bags done and get the rigs back out and then freshen up, I think. So 7 o'clock Thursday morning. Some people packing up by the looks of it over there on Kiln Lake. There's the complex again in. You've got the Furnace Lake, the big sort of pleasure lake. Over there is the offices where you pay the tackle shop. You've got a specimen lake there. Kiln next door. And then here we are in Roman here, but I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you the fantastic facilities. There's a lodge on, I think, most of the lakes, and it's great to be honest. So this is the lodge I was talking about. There's the back of Roman Lake. As you go in the lodge, it's great. You've got a microwave, kettle, sink, hot and cold water. You've got electric points there for your chargers, tables to sit and eat at, and a fridge. Not that you probably keep anything there, but yeah, it's really handy. And then obviously a toilet behind it. But it's great, and as you can see, people keep it nice and clean just because it's a good luxury for people to have. So this is the back of Roman here. So we're joining Adam here on his swim, peg number 10. He's in his bivvy, which hasn't gone all to plan since he's been here, unfortunately. Like over there, he's been having constant runs on his little worm. Well, I've just had 4 little ducklings come into my bivvy and help themselves to some free offerings on the floor. Literally all 4 of them walked straight in and just started eating, and it was only when I moved, so I thought, what the hell was that they all ran out. But it's quite funny. Well, it couldn't have been a more perfect day today, conditions wise. Day 3, it's Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Not had a fish since 2 a.m. Thursday morning, so literally been the whole day. Couple of bleeps, tried zigs, I've tried the tactics that I've been using since I got here, been in the margin, literally tried everything, and the whole lake has just switched off. I think nearly every peg is full now as well for the weekend anglers coming on, which hasn't helped. I think I've seen 1 fish come out all day, which is the bloke opposite me there, and he had a small catfish. Literally the whole lake switched off. Adam's not had a bleep since, well, he lost the fish yesterday evening, and I guess that's fishing for you. So it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. Really enjoyed ourselves. We've got 24 hours left. It's been a good few days and plenty of fish, and you can see why it's such a popular complex, but really quiet today, which is a bit disappointing because we thought with the weather it would really switch back on, but it hasn't. But I'm looking forward to tonight personally, because I think there's another opportunity to get a few more fish during the night, especially on these pegs because it's the deeper water. So let's wait and see.
Had a whole day here sitting here with absolutely nothing whatsoever, not even a sniff. Just borrowed a little bait boat there from a mate in the swim next to us. Just putting it out, and Alex goes and gets a run.
Didn't even hear it because we turned the alarm off.
Turned his receiver off while he was putting the bait boat out, and his rod started bouncing away. Looks like it's going right over my swim to the right of Alex's swim. With a bit of luck, we won't get a snag. Wouldn't try anything for a fish today. It's been a long old day.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we just had about a 10-minute wait there with the fish just being stubborn and not moving at all. Eventually it's on the move again. Starting to surface again. Finally got the cat out, just weighed it. What did it weigh, Alex?
35.3.
Bit of a lump there. Can't zoom in much, you're too far away.
Come on, Ed.
Well, absolutely chuffed with that. Another new PB catfish. It was quite funny because we turned all the alarms down and the receiver off to use the bait boat to get my 3rd rod out. One of the lads had hired a bait boat, and I saw my rod literally, my middle rod going, and it was totally silent because we turned off the alarm. So struck into it, and it played pretty freely for the first 15 minutes, and then it just literally sat on that island for 10 minutes like a dead weight. Couldn't move in. I just kept the pressure on. Eventually it came out and then quickly came to the net. So absolutely chuffed with that. 10th fish of the session, and a good way to get the 10th up. Just going to try now for a few more. Huh? Well, Adam unfortunately has lost it again.
That has just landed another catfish.
So 4:30 in the morning. Just had another cat at about 4 o'clock this morning. £23, 14 ounce. Again on the krill. That's how many fish now for me? It's 11 fish for me, 10 on the krill, 1 on cell pop up. I'm trying to catch a carp which has been crashing all night, right in the margin, not in front of me but to my left in like a little bay. I've had rigs out there for the last 2 days and absolutely nothing. It doesn't seem like the carp are feeding, but I think there's more than one fish, and so my plan today is to have 1 rod out for the cats and 2 going for the carp, because there's literally been about 2 or 3, 4 carp out in the last few days. So the carp obviously aren't feeding on the bed, on the beds of bait that people are putting out. So I've just got my 3 rods. I've just recast them all, tried something a bit different for the carp, and Adam, just as I was putting my 3rd rod back on, Adam's has screened off and he's into a fish, and it looks like a catfish. Well, hopefully it could be a carp, because that's what Adam wants. We're not jinxing Adam on this one, but he's taking his time, and so he should, after losing about 7 in a row. It's been 15 minutes Adam's been playing this fish now. It's holed up. We've been told, advice of the bailiff, that when it gets into the hole there on the island, it's like a dead weight. A lot of people try and force it and that's when they snap it, whereas I literally kept the pressure on 15 minutes yesterday, and eventually it just gives up and comes out. But it does make you think, is it snagged constantly? But when they're that big, the catfish, you can't really move them, to be honest. You just have to wait, and that's what Adam's having to do. So Adam spent 2 hours playing that catfish from about 6:30 this morning. He's now let the line totally slack, and one of the lads from the fishery has gone in the boat to see if they can unsnag it or unsnag the fish, whichever comes first, I think. So as confirmed, Adam lost that fish. The fish obviously spat it out and he's got snagged in the reeds. The lads kindly uncovered his rig for him, so he's now got to cast back out. That was a couple of hours wasted for Adam, but one of those things, you never know. So here's Adam. It's about 1 PM and he's had this run. I fell asleep, but it's a new PB for him. It's a catfish about 35, 36 pounds. We're not too sure because there's a bit of water in there, but it's certainly 35, I think. But yeah, good fish, new PB for Adam. Well, mate, small. So I don't think we did Adam justice there. New PB for him, £35 catfish. Caught 1 PM on our final day. He's really struggled and lost some fish over the last few days, but really pleased for him to equal most certainly my PB for a cat which I had yesterday. So he got it all in on his own and literally woke me up when it was in the net because I went into a deep sleep. So I've recast my rods now and hoping to get another one, so is Adam, before we look to start packing down in a few hours time. We've just run the tackle shop and told them we're going to come off at 4 o'clock so we can miss the traffic on the M25 on a Friday. So we've got literally 2 hours left of the session. It started raining and looks like, on the basis that I haven't had a bite since the early hours this morning, very similar to yesterday, it looks like it could be a bleak end to the session, but obviously we're going to continue right up till 4, start getting the gear down. But yeah, we're not really hoping for too much, I don't think, but you never know.
So a brilliant few days on Furnace, our first time on the complex. Kiln and Roman Lake, 30 fish between us, or it could have been if we hadn't lost so many, but really enjoyed it. It's a great fishery, great stuff, and of course some great big fish, but no, I'd definitely recommend it. Furnace Lakes, West Sussex. Thanks for watching.